was just announced that 41 out of 44 of the Indiana Fever games will be nationally televised. So this is great news not only for the Indiana Fever, but also for the WNBA, right? So why is everyone upset? What's up, you guys? I'm Rachel DeMita and welcome to the Courtside Club. Today's video might turn into a bit of a rant, but I wanted to talk about the recent news that 41 out of the 44 Indiana Fever games will be nationally televised. I do not think a lot of people are understanding just how big that is. Nearly every single game of the Indiana Fever will be nationally broadcast. That is something that the WNBA players, WNBA media, WNBA fans have been begging for so many years. So many people have been saying the WNBA will grow if we just have more access to it, make the games available, put them in prime television spots, do all these things. Now it is happening, and it is happening with the Indiana Fever. I cannot remember a time that any other team in sports history, we're talking about NBA, we're talking about NFL, it is no secret that the Indiana Fever are by far the most popular team in the WNBA. And I'm so glad that we are finally just, I don't know if admitting it is the right word, but they're finally acting on it. And you guys, I'm happy that they're acting on it because this news is not only just good for the Indiana Fever and Indiana Fever fans, it is good for the entire WNBA. So I have the broadcast schedule here. We have ABC, NBA TV, Prime Video, CBS, ESPN, 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, these games, May through September, there will be games on national TV. Now, I feel like what a lot of people who aren't fans of the Indiana Fever or don't want to see this happening, they're mad about it, but they're also not realizing because there's so many Indiana Fever games on national TV, that also means that all of the other teams will also be on national TV. The game against the Chicago Sky, the home opener on ABC. The game against the New York Liberty, also on ABC. How about a Tuesday at 8 p.m. on ESPN against the New York Liberty? They are playing all of the teams in the WNBA also on national television. So what I don't understand is when people get frustrated, and again, I'm just seeing a lot of chatter online, and that's why I said this video might turn into a rant video. I'm not exactly sure how to put all my thoughts together, but it bothers me because I feel like you should be happy about this. Whether you like the Indiana Fever or not, whether you like Caitlin Clark or not, it has gotten to the point where we can no longer deny the fact that they are the biggest draw in the WNBA, and they proved that all of last season. They proved that all of last season with everyone against them, with everyone trying to diminish the wave that was happening, the Clarkonomics that were happening, the Caitlin Clark effect that was happening, everyone trying to diminish that and not just riding the wave and realizing it is not only going to be good for this Indiana Fever team, it's going to be great for everyone. It's going to be great for every single player in the WNBA and also every single team in the WNBA. There has been so much chatter lately about the CBA negotiations and if there will be a WNBA lockout happening, if players are going to demand more. This is the year that they want to do whatever they possibly can to show that they deserve more and also be profitable. The WNBA has not been profitable for the entirety of its existence. And that is just a fact. I feel like we should be able to say that. They haven't been profitable. They have been losing money. The WNBA doesn't even own 100% of its own league. The NBA owns 50% of it. So the WNBA has to go above and beyond to get to a point where it's like, hey, these players deserve more, and they deserve more because look at the revenue that we're bringing in, look at the viewership that we're bringing in, look at the attendance at the games, and this is the way to do it. So when we talk about these networks that are picking up these games, I think a lot of people also don't realize these networks are choosing the games that they would like to have. These networks are not thinking about hurting feelings. These networks are thinking about how much money can we bring in for ourselves as well. And if we look, the viewership numbers spoke for themselves last season. So if we look at the highest viewed games, so with 3.3 million, it was the Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky on June 23rd. And then we had 2.97 million, and that was the Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun, and that was during the playoffs. And then we also had with 3.44 million, that was the WNBA All-Star Game, and that was the most watched WNBA program in ESPN history. Those are record-breaking numbers. All of the most watched games last year, aside from Game 5 in the WNBA Finals, which was the Liberty versus the Lynx, and that was Game 5, the deciding factor. That was the only game that didn't include the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark that cracked the top 5 when it came to viewership in the WNBA. So I brought it up in my last video, but I also wanted to mention that a lot of these WNBA teams are moving venues when the Indiana Fever come to town. We talked about it at this point in time when I'm filming this video. There have been 6 teams that have changed venues when the Indiana Fever come to play. All of these arenas are selling out. So on top of the viewership numbers on television, you are also getting the in-attendance ticket sales for all of these games, not only at Gainbridge, because I've told you guys I've tried to buy tickets for the Fever games in Indiana and it's nearly impossible to get tickets that I want. Those are all sold out, and then every single road game is also sold out to the fact that they're having to move venues to arenas that hold 3 times the amount of people than the ones that they were playing in before. I would love to see it get to a point where every single team in the WNBA, if they have the resources for it, move their venue to a bigger venue when the Indiana Fever come in town. It has to be something where if it's pride, if it's ego, we talked about how the Atlanta Dream owner said that they were moving venues only because of a scheduling conflict. It wasn't because the Indiana Fever were coming in town. Like, they made up some weird excuse. And you truly have to get to a point. If you care about the growth of the game, if you don't care about the growth of the game and you don't care about every other player in the WNBA, then don't change a thing. Keep it to the small arena. Don't change a thing. Don't promote that game. Boycott watching the Indiana Fever games. You are only doing that if you don't care about anyone else. Doing that to try to spite the Indiana Fever or to spite Caitlin Clark or to say, oh, they're not really that great, is literally doing nothing but hurting the game overall. All of these players, when they are on national TV, they have a chance to be in front of the biggest audiences that they've ever been in front of before. When they play in these arenas where there are 15 to 20,000 people in the stands, they are in front of people that they haven't been in front of before. That is an opportunity for all of us fans to get to know all the players on the court, all of the players in the WNBA, to pick new favorite players, to pick other teams that we want to follow along. We're watching, and I say we, like talking about Indiana Fever fans because they have the most fans, right? They're watching their team and then they see them play against the Los Angeles Sparks. All of a sudden, they see Rickea Jackson, who didn't get that much spotlight during her rookie season. I thought she deserved much more. They see Rickea Jackson. They see that she's a star. All of a sudden, they want to start following her. They want to start tuning into some Los Angeles Sparks games, even when they're not playing the Indiana Fever, even though that's their core team that they love. It's just basic common sense. Is that what I'm trying to say? It's common sense. I don't get it. I don't get the pushback. And I'm so happy that this is happening. This is something we should all be celebrating. We should be celebrating this, whether it was the Indiana Fever doing it, whether it was the New York Liberty doing it, whether it was the Phoenix Mercury doing it. I don't care what team. This is great news for women's basketball. Period. The momentum is still going. And dare I say, the momentum seems to be even crazier than it was in year 1. The Clark crazies, the Caitlin Clark effect seems to be crazier than year 1. More people are getting on board. More people are watching women's basketball. More people are watching women's college basketball. The momentum is here. Do not slow the momentum because of ego. Do not slow the momentum because you are scared to hurt someone else's feelings. No feelings should be hurt in this. No feelings should be hurt. Finally, this is what we have been screaming for at the top of our lungs for years, and it's happening. Get on board. This is good for everyone. Everyone is on a platform now. Everyone has the eyeballs they deserve. We are now getting to see the top, however many players, I'm not sure how many at this point players there are in the WNBA. We are now getting to see the best players in the world on the biggest stage, in the biggest arenas. Embrace it. Take the moment. If you actually care about women's basketball, that's what you're going to be doing. And you're not going to be fighting this every single way and saying, let's boycott the Indiana Fever. Let's not tune in. Let's illegally stream the games. I'm actually seeing this online. It's kind of crazy. And if you're saying things like that, you don't care about anyone in the league. You actually don't. And so to say that you're saying that because you care, that's not the truth. I'm so excited for the season, you guys, on so many different levels. I'm excited to tap into this Indiana Fever team. I'm excited to follow other players that I'm a huge fan of. Let's do it. Let's make this season positive, okay? And that's what I've been trying to do also with my content. Let's turn the drama, let's turn the weird narratives around, and let's make this positive. Like, this is a positive wave. We should all be happy about this. So with that, I'm ranting and rambling, and so I'm gonna wrap this video up, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and click that little subscribe button. I'm overseas right now. If you're watching this, I pre-recorded this and I'm actually overseas right now, but I will still be hitting you guys with the content and I hope you like it. So stay tuned for more and I'll see you next time. Oyana.